Okay, what's up, guys? We're gonna continue with this individualism versus collectivism topic. Um, so as humans, we are naturally a collective. Are we naturally collective or individualist? I answered that in the last video. This will be very similar to the last video, but there's just some points out there that I didn't get out. Well, when we're born, we need the social care of our parents in the form of voluntary collectivism. And when we're born, the world does owe us something until we can manage on our own feet. However, when we grow older, we tend to become more selfish and tend to just care for ourselves. But both of these are just natural traits and need to be balanced. Another reason of natural collectivism is what people would actually think to be the opposite, nationalism and tribalism. And back in the hunter-gatherer days, we tend to just group together for survival from other tribes or predators. However, nationalism curves its way to further collectivism. In a sense of Brexit and the EU, so socialism is to an extent natural, and women tend to be more in group, while I noticed men seem to be more out of the box. It's only when a danger occurs that people then group together in exchange for protection. Like if someone from the tribe runs from a tiger, either you waste all your energy just copying him, or he's right and you get eaten. So there are dangers to not following the group. So you can't do all on your own sometimes. However, being in a group means the pride matters more than the individual, and in a scarier sense you become property of the state. Another thing for natural individualism is there is no such thing as forests. You don't cut down a forest. A forest are all just a bunch of individual trees which make the forest. In a sense, the forest doesn't exist, just separate trees that all happen to be close to each other, in that example. Even tribalism and nationalism, which mark separation, still need a collection of their own people. And as humans, we're naturally social creatures. However, we don't thrive to make other humans better. We only care about what will benefit us, like our family and everyone else, who are just walking ghosts. And even animals play a role. Some animals form packs, like hyenas, while others are voluntary collectivists, like tigers, but turn solitary once older, like humans, to complete individualists. Or like fish, who just hatch out of an egg and doesn't need the care of other fish from the same species and born now perfectly able. As humans, we have experimented with what it's like to be completely under complete anarchy to being under full communism. And I can tell you both has its flaws and advantages. So I take a very mutual stance on this topic. Some of us aren't as able as others and need government support, while some of us may want limited government support to boost up their businesses and give them more freedom. Let me just change the visual here. But I think it's fair to say we are voluntary collectivists. We start off as parents being the social out of their own individual will, and we choose our friends. But then again, we don't choose where we work. We just take what we can get or who we get to sleep with, and you don't choose family, so some things are being forced. So some things are forced. Being a complete loner is impossible, as a need to belong is one of our traits of survival. It's not a question of collectivism or individualism, but more of what's choice and what's not choice. Think the people as much opportunity as they can. It's the best choice. In a government term, I like the liberalism side of welfare, pension, student loans, etc. in order to help and give opportunity. But I also like the whole conservatism of free speech, no globalism, New World Order, limited police and military, no digital surveillance, so people aren't living under the rule of a king or an empire or a theocracy or an empire branded itself as a trade union. But yes, so we both have traits within us, and a good system only works when both behaviours are balanced. Like with aggression, sometimes you need it to be assertive to get people to listen to you, but you can't be too angry that people don't want to help you. That's how I view these two ideologies. So you may be wondering, why do I have classical liberal leanings? To be honest, I've never had many friends through school and in college. In fact, I've always sort of been the outcast, sort of bullied, humiliated, that sort of thing. And the people who used to hang around mostly on my own, I used to mostly hang around on my own. I'm not, so that's why I'm not a full-on collectivist. So why would I want to pay taxes to help other people who have never helped me? Why should I give money to the world to benefit them assholes and to better the society they excluded me from? Well, that's because I'm thinking ahead. As although the world is called itself would be benefit. Although socialism, the word itself would benefit a loner like me. In fact, all loners. Think about it. Me who walks about myself at night through hordes of 5 to 8 guys. I'm gonna want to have a big government, strict police state, just in case the popular cultural collective have evil intentions. However, you can have the individual argument of the Second Amendment, but we don't have that here in the UK, so I'm going to have to take that option. Also, being a loner, in order to get a job nowadays, you have to hear it from word of mouth. You only really get jobs nowadays as favours or a friend of a friend, and with me not having that much friends, hurts my economic ability, so I'm glad there will be a welfare state to help me. So, although I'm a loner, I do benefit from collectivism in times of struggle, is what I'm saying. If I don't get a job, which would also get in the way of healthcare, was to become privatised in the UK as well, so you need collectivism if you're a loner and that sort. Also, being a loner, I'm not going to attract a lot of females or get married or have a family, so once again, not having a future family support. If I do get ill once again, I'm glad government social agencies will give me aid, pensions, shelter, and a care home. This is why loners are collectivists, ironically, because we don't have cultural collective societal support like the other people. We need a big government, and if a liberal government fails to do this, these loners will become full-blown communists, which isn't really good. And if they fail to shade out the goods or the points evenly, then they will resort to cultures of conquest to get the goods, like Islamism. Or they will join the military and become violent, fascist nationalists who will not be kind to minorities, as they will then seek revenge on the weak themselves. A classical liberal government can't fail us, but remember, it was the communist system of the schools that created loners in the first place.